Welcome back to Sugar with Tea. Today we're talking about self-confidence, how you lost it and how you can get it back through spirituality. First I want to talk about how you lost self-confidence. And we're going to talk about this from a spiritual aspect. When you come into this world as a newborn, you are definitely conscious and aware of the spiritual being that you came into this world as. Your next phase is your toddler phase. You get your first toy and you figure out that this is my toy. This is a toy that has been designated to you. It was bought for you. So now it is my toy. The first time you understand what mine is, my toy, my room, my parents, my house, that is when you begin to identify with things. But that's what you're taught, okay? You are taught to fall in line and do what everyone else does. When you get to your elementary and junior high and high school years, all of a sudden you go from identifying yourself with things to now you're identifying self with standing out, with separation. I am better than. I am bigger than. I am more successful than. And this progresses and it's like a snowball effect. And when you get into your adulthood, you have completely forgotten who you are. You are now engrossed in wanting, having more than, being better than, being more powerful than, being separate from. The separation comes in when you realize at some point, even though it's unconscious, that you want to stand out because you don't want to be like everyone else, which when you came to this world, you were of yourself. But as you went along and you learned different behaviors, you got further and further away from self. So that's where separation comes in because you're longing to find self. Now here's where insecurities start to play in. You've learned to fall in line. So now you're comparing yourself to other people. You're gauging your growth and your success on others' growth and success. And that's where insecurity comes in. I don't look like her. I don't act like him. He is better than me. She is better than me. I am telling you that insecurities and a lack of self-confidence comes from being in line with everyone else. And when you are looking at what others have and what you don't have, it is a learned behavior. But what you should be focusing on is what you do have. What do you have that makes you uniquely yourself? I want to share a lesson with you that my mom taught me when I was younger. I was actually in high school. And every year my mom took us to buy school clothes. Well, this year for some reason I was dead set on having a pair of jeans that were name brand. It's funny because I never really wanted name brand clothing before, but that year there was so much buzz around this particular brand that I decided I wanted a pair. She took me to the store that everyone goes to buy those particular brand names, and we got in the store. I tried them on. She thought they were cute, and we walked to the register. And as we walked to the register, my mom looked at the price of the jeans and she paused. And she said, "Toni, you want mama to pay this much for one pair of jeans?" And I said, "Mom, I really want those jeans." She said, "I'll buy them. But please understand that if I buy these jeans, I can only buy you one more pair of pants and maybe 3 shirts." And I thought about it and I quickly said, "Okay." She said, or you can put these jeans back and we can go to this store over here and you can get 4 outfits, top and bottom. And I chose to go to the other store. I chose to go to the other store. Now, this other store did not carry name brand, but what they did have was very unique pieces of clothing. And when I got in the store, I remember feeling the excitement because I saw so many things that I was attracted to, and I had fun putting the pieces together. And when I brought the 4 outfits to my mom, she looked over them and she said, "Go and get you 2 more." I learned a valuable lesson that day. Because when I went to school, I remember seeing all the kids with that particular name brand, and I remember that at least 2 or 3 kids had the same outfit on every day. But I had my own style. I got compliments, and that taught me a valuable lesson, which was that being me is better than being anyone else on any day. I will never forget that lesson. And I carried that lesson with me through all of my years. And it has worked for me. And if you just happen to be a Christian and you are watching this, do you know this passage? He who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. Now, what that means to me is he who is in you, the spiritual being, that divine being that came to this earth as an infant, is greater than any person that you have become while unlearning to be yourself in this world. Now let's talk about how you can get back to being the divine, powerful being that you are. And in doing so, gain self-confidence and self-esteem. Number 1, spend time with yourself. Meditate. Journal. Go for walks in nature. When you spend more time in silence, you are able to block out the world. All of that negative information that is being fed to you, telling you that you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, you're not small enough, you're not light enough. Number 2, take note of people who are constantly giving you pushback on any time you decide to step out of that line and do you. Those people who are constantly questioning your moves, who are constantly saying, what if this happens? What if that happens? You shouldn't do that. People are gonna laugh at you. Why did you pick this instead of that? All those negative Nancys, those naysayers who are constantly planting negative seeds in your mind, the seed of self-doubt, get rid of them. Stay away from them. And last but certainly not least, you must have experiences on your own. Find the things that you like. Find the things that make you happy. Figure out what happiness is to you, not what others say will make you happy. Does spending time in nature make you happy? Does doing good deeds make you happy? What makes you happy? And I want to express this because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. You will not find happiness in things. Things will not make you happy. And even if you aren't aware of it and you haven't figured it out, how many times have you bought something and thought, this will make me happier? And then when you get that thing, It's on to the next. That will make me happier. This person, if I date this person, I'll be happier. But once you get that thing, it's waning happiness. It's there for a moment and then it's gone, and it's on to the next thing. You need something else to make you happy. That's because you can't find happiness in things. Try meditating. Meditation allows you to spend time with your divine self. All the answers are within you. Practice meditation. Practice journaling. Spend more time in nature. All of these things are ways for you to find your divine self again. When you find your divine self, everything will fall into place. There won't be any more self-doubt. And you are confident in the divine being that you are. Self-confidence will come. It'll come. Spirituality, finding self, is the way to self-confidence. On that note, I hope this helps someone. And until next time.